You made it. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome. My name is Paul, the Rose Reaper Gardener, and the purpose and intention of this video is to share with you 3 specific things that you can start applying right now inside your business here in the Wake Up Now program, right? Now, before I get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm actually here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm originally from California, and I'm visiting my family for the holidays, and right now I'm in the basement. You may notice a lot of books, a white tree in the background, some owls and some things like that. What I want to tell you is to be mindful of that and to really pay attention to the message that I'm going to share with you. Now, if you opted in, you have a free Wake Up Now script coming your way, so check your inbox at the end of the video. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to share with you some information that is absolutely life-changing. But the whole purpose of this video, hold on just a second, guys. Got my phone over here, distracted me. All right. The whole purpose and intention of this video is to basically tell you the real reason why you're not succeeding. And I have 3 points that I want to make, right? And I'm going to start with those points now, right? One of the main reasons why you're not succeeding, okay, is because you're lacking the marketing education and sales education that you need. You may say, well, Paul, why is that important? And who are you to try to tell me what I need, right? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself in a moment. I'm actually a former Sprint cell phone sales rep. And I used to work in the cell phone industry for 3 years. Prior to that, I've had minimum wage jobs, and the most money that I've ever made was $2,000 a month. I've been in other home-based business opportunities also where I struggled. I was calling my friends and family, posting flyers all over the place, doing all of the wrong things that just simply are not attractive to the marketplace in 2013. So what I realized is I had to get around the right information. When I made that decision now to get around the right information, I realized that there's a culture shift happening, so you got to stick with the times. And I've only been in home-based business for 12 months, you guys, okay? And you hear these stories all the time about how people struggle for years, right? You know, my personal mentor, Dave Wood, he struggled on the internet for 3 years before he had any success. And luckily, I made the decision to get around the right type of information and the right type of mentorship that allowed me to literally quit my job, replace my full-time income, manifest multiple 5-figure months inside my business and help others do the same. And when I joined Wake Up Now, because I do believe in multiple streams of income, I was able to hit F3 very, very quickly. In fact, in 2 weeks. And I'm going to show you exactly why I was able to do that. So the whole point of this, right, is marketing and sales education 101. A lot of programs out there simply do not provide that kind of information for you. And, you know, if you are in Wake Up Now, it's more likely than not that A, your sponsor doesn't know this information, and B, and even if he does or she does, they're probably too busy with their own team. So instead of being a codependent business owner, right, it's not a CBO, it's called an IBO for a reason. You got to be independent in your education. You have to go out there, and if you landed on this video, congratulations, because the education that I'm going to share with you in this video is going to change your life. So that's why you're here. Marketing and sales education is simply not provided in the home-based business. It's very rare, right? There's few programs out there that do it, and I'll talk about that towards the end of this video. Okay? That's definitely one of the reasons. Another reason, right, that you may not be getting the results that you want is that you have not been taught a very important principle. It's called the 80-20 principle. What do I mean by that? Well, 80% of your wealth and everything that you do in life and in business especially is going to be based on your mindset. The psychology of building a business, okay? Your sponsor may have not put such importance on this because they probably didn't even know. And if they did, well, you would be succeeding, wouldn't you? Well, I'm here to tell you that 80% of my wealth has come from listening to audios, listening to successful people, right? This weird brain trick that I'm going to share with you on how to literally double your profits is based on this 80-20 principle, that 80% of your wealth is going to come from your psychology and 20% is the actual mechanics, right? I'm going to tell you a quick story. I had a buddy of mine, his name is Caesar. He was struggling in home-based business for a little while. He had some success. He's made $1,600 in a day and stuff like that. But it took him a while to get there. When he finally got there, he realized the reason why he finally started... Okay, there was a freaking cat attacking a bird out there. It distracted me. he can even tell you. He'll tell you the reason why he was able to manifest that after literally... Oh, it's my dog chasing... I got a German Shepherd, and it's my dog chasing a bird out there. It's distracted me. He can even tell you the reason why he started having results, because for about 6 to 8 months, he wasn't working on his mindset, right? He wasn't listening to audio, he wasn't listening to successful people, and he wasn't modeling the behaviors of those successful people. Listening to audio is literally the thing that you can do right here, right now, to literally change all that garbage, all those self-limiting beliefs, all that destructive thinking that has kept you from seeing the results that you want. And I know this may sound a little new agey, maybe a little hippie, right? But I'm here to tell you that if you are not right now personally developing and focusing most of your day on your mindset, which is honestly the hardest thing, right? Sometimes the hardest thing to do in life is to get out of our own way, put our ego to the side, and listen to something new. Because all of our lives, maybe you've been somebody like me where I've been limited. I remember a time where I didn't even believe that I could ever make more than $2,000 a month because of the oppression of corporate America. People telling me that I could not amount to things. People telling me that I wasn't good enough. My family not believing in me. All of my friends and all that jazz telling me what I was doing was a scam, right? But as I was developing my mindset, I started learning and I started reading, right? I'll recommend you a book. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill absolutely changed my perspective on building a business and having a life. And I'm telling you that if you work on your mindset more than you do your business will naturally catch up to you. Think of like an iceberg in the ocean where all you'll see is the top of the iceberg. A lot of people are like, oh, they just subconsciously believe that that's all there is, not realizing that there's underneath the water that there's a huge chunk of ice, right? It's kind of like the same way with your mind and in your business. Like everybody's always focused on the secret. Everybody wants to know how to get traffic, how to get leads, how to get sales, not realizing that all that skill will come from developing your mind first. So I put a really strong emphasis on that. That'll immediately double your profits. When you start listening to audio and you start listening to successful people speak, you're going to be able to model, right? And the key word is model their language patterns, their confidence, and the way that they speak. Right now, I'm making a video with very little preparation. I just decided to put this video on and start talking. Why? Because everything that I'm sharing with you is coming from inspiration, number one, and it's coming from the thousands and thousands and thousands of audios that I have listened to over the course of the past 12 months that makes me compelling, hypnotic, confident, and makes people make a decision to buy, right? That's really the point. So if maybe you're like, hey, Paul, I can't be that confident or I'm not that extroverted. Even if you're introverted, I have teammates who are introverted. I have a guy, his name is Tyler Hill, one of the most introverted guys that you would have ever met when he first started with me. 6 months later, he had his first $4,600 week in his business, and his confidence is shot through the roof. Put it this way, he knows how to turn it on and off. So there's a switch that you can literally turn on with your confidence and your experience you can share with people and convey that internal value. So that's step number 2, right? Step number 3, or the problem that most people are having really, is in duplication, right? They don't know how to build high-selling teams, okay? And don't mind, hey, and I just want to tell you that you don't have to have good handwriting to make a lot of money. You don't have to have a suit and a tie to make a lot of money. It's all about the value that you give to people. So if you're taking notes, I encourage you to, either mentally take that note or write it down. But duplication is very difficult in the home-based business because a lot of people believe that it's hard, okay? You hear it all the time that 95% of business owners always fail in their home-based business, but 5% always reach massive success. And I'm going to tell you one of the key reasons, and if you are taking notes, write this down. One of the reasons why you may not be having the success that you want right now, and you're having problems in duplication, your teams aren't selling, they're not doing anything, because somewhere inside your spirit and inside your body, there's a belief, an unconscious belief that making money on the internet is hard, and it's very rare that I attract heavy hitters. If you resonate with that belief and you hold that electrically inside of you in any shape or form, the only way that it's going to express itself is through the physical body, through a vibration, right? If you don't know about anything about like the law of attraction or anything like that, that's definitely something that you should definitely look into. There's a program on YouTube called Born Rich by Bob Proctor. It's like 9 hours and it explains all this stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. But if you hold that belief, you're going to attract that, right? Whatever you believe tends to happen. I'm going to tell you a crazy story or an example, really, where let's just say you just got a brand new car, right? I remember when I bought a Mazda RX-8, with some of my fight money, because I'm also a professional MMA fighter. I went out, bought a Mazda RX-8, the car that I've always wanted. In fact, I used to actually play Gran Turismo with that car. So I was like, one day I'm going to get a Mazda RX-8. And isn't it interesting that it came true, right? 20-something years later, but I still got it. And with that RX-8, I thought I was the biggest, baddest person. I was like, yes, you know, I got a car that nobody has. But the minute that I got it, I started noticing the car everywhere else. I was like, damn, like how come out of nowhere I start noticing the car, but before I didn't, right? It's kind of like, in other words, they already proven this to be real. It's called the reticular activating system, and it's kind of weird for something so simple, but your brain and your mind can only process about 15, 16 bits of information out of the 15 million bits of information that is going on around you right now, right? Like if you look up at the ceiling that you're in, the room that you're in, all you see is your ceiling and everything else is kind of blurred in peripheral vision, right? Well, you get what you think about, and whatever you're focused on expands. So if you're focused on it's hard, if you're focused on I can't do it, if you're focused on I can't attract people that are serious like me, well, that belief resonates with you, and guess what? If it's held chemically, electrically, vibrationally in your body, there's no doubt in my mind that you will always attract that. Here's my beliefs, right? Here's how I was able to get to F3 in 2 weeks, make multiple 5 figures inside my business, because I changed my belief. I used to believe that this was hard, but what if I decided that I was going to believe something different? What if I decided right here, right now, that enough was enough? That I was going to start believing something new. Because when you start reading, you start listening to audios, you're going to find a correlation and a golden thread, a lot of commonalities between these successful people. Success leaves clues, and if you guys have heard that before, I'm sure, you got to figure out what is it that all these people are thinking and believing, right? It makes sense to take the beliefs, and I'm not talking about religious beliefs or anything like that, but beliefs about themselves and success, and model those beliefs. Successful people believe that they attract heavy hitters. In fact, I believe that people will pay me because of this video. I believe that people will want to work with me personally, one-on-one, and get in contact with me via Facebook below. And if they have any questions, they're going to contact me, and they're going to decide to get started with me, right? And the reason why I hold that belief is because it's true. Even if I didn't even have results, I still held that belief. And one of the reasons why was because I go back to the mindset. I realized that I am worthy of success. I was worthy of the life that I was chasing. And sometimes we just got to get out of our own way and realize, hey, you know, the traffic, the leads, the sales, all that how-to nonsense is not important if you do not have a foundation, right? Think of a house if you're building it, right? If you're lacking the support, the foundation underneath, the house is going to collapse. It's the same with your personal development. So I really encourage you guys to really get heavy on your personal development. Understand that your team is not duplicating because you're not getting results and you're not giving them the right information. Your team, their family, and yourself deserve to have the right information in place, the right systems in place. Guys, listen, if you believe that in Wake Up Now, all you have to do is invest $100 to be successful, you're kidding yourselves, right? You got to spend thousands of dollars on other products and other educational courses that's going to help you learn, right? Because again, in Wake Up Now, there's a 2 to 4 year plan to true financial freedom. Maybe you want 5 figures per month. Maybe you want those things, right? I'll tell you another story. I have friends in Wake Up Now right now that are F4 and above that are having problems keeping their teams together because there's a science to marketing, there's a science to keeping teams together, and there's a science to culture, right? And I'm just going to write culture down as my subsidy. Culture, how do you spell that? Culture. So you don't need to know how to spell either to make a lot of money. So culture is part of the marketing education that you've probably never been taught. I'm going to give you one last golden value before I get out of here, guys, because I'm going to go boxing. But culture is what keeps your team together, right? Back to the story. You know, my friends, they're always talking about how they've recruited a lot of people, but because they didn't understand culture building, they didn't understand how to build a team, they ended up having a lot of yellow boxes in their back office. And I'm sure you know what a yellow box is. That means somebody did not pay the bill, therefore they're not paying your bill. Okay? If you want culture, one of the things that I suggest is that whenever you do sign people up, Have them commit to you for a year or you will not work with them. Why? Number one, it's a business. Number two, if you give them any time and energy, then they are obligated to give you that respect and commit to a year, because it's a partnership. We're not just here to make money, it's a partnership. If you're here to help other people, then you're going to make a lot of money. So something that Zig Ziglar said, that if you help a lot of people get what they want, you'll get more of what you want. I've been able to help a lot of people, right? I have the support, I have the resources, the team, I have the knowledge that you and your team may not have right now. So if you resonated with anything that I shared with you today, right? Or maybe you just think I'm good looking. I don't freaking know. Or maybe you do have value in what I'm sharing with you. Then what I encourage you to do is just connect with me on Facebook. Connect with me, right? You do not have to struggle any longer. If I can be successful, right? A 25-year-old college dropout with insecurities, issues out the ass for most of my life, if I can be successful, then so the heck can you. And your family deserves the finer things in life, and you deserve it. So, but if you're ready to get started now, if you want mentoring, if you want coaching, and you want to get closer to what I have to share with you, then there's a link right down there below. Click it. You're going to be redirected to a video that's going to share with you exactly the kind of education that you may be or maybe not missing, and you can immediately start applying it into your Wake Up Now business, and it's absolutely going to change your life. Don't forget to also check out that Wake Up Now script that I shared with you, and if you enjoyed this video, then leave me your thoughts, like, comment, and share. There's probably a YouTube channel that you can also follow up with me and check out my other videos to see, hey, you know, this guy's not so bad. He's light-skinned, but he's not so bad, right? Other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure being here with you guys. I enjoyed making this video. I love you guys. Happy holidays, and make 2014 the best year of your lives. Take care.